over to Ellaeenah, over to someone who I really, really look up at. And I'm really looking forward to the session today with you. And thank you so much, because this gives me an opportunity to understand more and to get into this world more. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you very, very much. It's an honor to be here. And thank you very much, Beingness, for that wonderful reading. And thank you to all of you, dear friends, for being here at this late hour. It's lovely to have so many people join us. I would like to start this with a quote from Rumi. And many of you might have already heard this, but I'm going to repeat it nevertheless. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against love. And this is exactly the same with happiness. So many of my clients who come to me will ask me, Elle, how can I be happy? What will make me happy? And I tell them that's not a question that I can answer for you. It's not about seeking love. It's not about seeking happiness. It's about going within and discovering for ourselves, what is it that I am holding on to that is a barrier against love, against happiness, against harmony, against good health. There is nothing that we experience which comes from another source. There is nothing that we experience that is a random coincidence. Every single experience that we have already gone through in our lives and shall go through in our lives is a creation by self for self. We don't consciously create this. And that is exactly the problem. You see, friends, if we consciously created something, we would consciously create only what makes us happy. But the truth is that our intellect does not create. It is the inner being, the inner energy, the subconscious being that creates. When we have little or no connection with ourselves, then the connection between the aware mind and the subconscious mind is hampered. When this connection is not a clear one, I live a life of unawareness. I live an unconscious life. My subconscious is consistently bringing up barrier after barrier. I am not aware of that, but I am only aware that something's going wrong in my life, and that is why I am facing one problem repeatedly or multiple problems at every point in time. So to take on the responsibility of creating this happiness for ourselves, we have to first understand two principles. One is, I cannot seek happiness Happiness is my natural state of being. If I am not happy, it means something is going wrong because I am not living in a natural state of existence. So happiness is a natural state of existence for all human beings. 2, if I am living in a state of existence that is not allowing this natural state of happiness to come into fruition, then I am the only one who can take steps to bring it back into a state of harmony, balance, divine order. So let's try and understand what are these inner hurdles. Very often we are aware that there is a problem, but we are not quite aware what is the problem. So let's look at these inner hurdles. For me, what comes on top of any list is self-worth. What am I worth to myself? Not what am I worth to you? Not what you think of me, not how you see me. What am I worth to myself? When I either do not know that answer or I forget that that is actually the most important pillar of my existence, I then begin to sway away from my divine center. And I become like a boat without an oar. When I don't have an oar, you can push me around with your words, with your actions, with your reactions, with your thoughts about me, with your beliefs about me. But when I know what I am worth, then I hear your words, I see your actions, I encounter your reactions, your thoughts and your beliefs, but I can respectfully keep them at your end and not internalize them at all, because I already know my worth to myself. The important question here is, what does your self-worth depend upon? Does it depend upon whether your children are successful and happy? Does it depend upon whether your husband is treating you well? Does it depend upon the fact that your friends and your family members all think the world of you? Does it depend on the fact that you have a 4-bedroom house and 3 luxury cars? If your self-worth depends on any of these, you will become an extremely insecure person. You will then spend your life trying to please your husband, your wife, your children, your friends, your family. You will do anything in your power to hold on to that 4-bedroom house and 3 luxury cars. In this rat race, at some point, beloved friends, you will lose yourself. When you lose yourself, you cannot experience happiness, because there's no one in there to experience happiness. That person in there who is the creator of happiness is lost. So do introspect over the next few days and honestly, authentically ask yourself, what does my self-worth depend upon? When you depend upon your self-worth on someone else's view of you, on what you possess or what you don't possess, then you start making comparisons. This one has something I don't have. My car is 4 years old. She's bought a brand new car. My children have failed this exam. His children have come first. There is this constant odious comparison that goes on. And comparison can only make you unhappy, dissatisfied, and discontent. Do not look at yourself through the eyes of another. If you have to compare yourself, then compare yourself in gratitude. I am richer in this, and I do not mean possessions and I do not mean wealth. I am richer in health. I am richer in the love I get from my family. I am richer in opportunities. Compare yourself with gratitude. See how much you have. When we do not know what we are worth, when we do not know who we are constantly worrying about the future. And that becomes our next hurdle. Instead of enjoying this moment, we shall start thinking about, tomorrow I have to do this. Will this happen? Will that call come? Will I receive this interview call? Will I be able to get that job? Will my kids get into this school? It's a constant anxious thought about a tomorrow that has not even come. This worry, which keeps you pulled and entrapped into the future, will ensure that you're not happy. Beloved friends, happiness is a present from the present. It's a present to you from the present moment of now. If you are not in the now, that present will come and go, and you will not even be aware of it. And you will constantly be seeking for this elusive happiness. Just as you worry about the future, and this is such a pointless worry, understand, friends, you can plan. You can plan and say, yes, I am hoping that tomorrow I can get these 4 tasks done. And then leave it. Surrender to the higher flow of life, which might actually then guide you to complete only one of those tasks and bring to you something else to do instead of what you had planned. So flow with life. And when we flow with life, we leave behind the past as well. What is this non-existent past that so many of us hold on to? And you know, when I'm talking of the past, you might think that I'm only talking about a sad past or an angry past or a resentful past. And I'm not. I'm even talking about a past that at that time made you happy. So you might have been very, very happy in a certain school. And then you shifted from that school to another school. So many of children who come to me for sessions go through this. Auntie, I want to go back to my old school. I don't like this new school. And I have to explain to them that you don't like this new school because you're not giving this new school a chance. You're holding on to the happy memories of the old school. So yes, let those happy memories dwell within you. These are our go-to moments when we just need a smile in the middle of the day. But when those happy memories become something that is tying us to the past, then those memories become our chains. They bind us and they do not allow us to enjoy happiness, which is a present from the present. If I do not enjoy the present, if I do not appreciate what this present brings to me, then how can I be grateful? Many people ask me, El, give me one secret of manifestation. Give me one thing, one small word, either a switch word or a mantra or a meditation. Give me something which I can use and manifest anything I want in my life. And I look at them and I say, I have only one trick. And that trick is be grateful. The universe may give me something small today. If I look at that and I say, really, this is so insignificant and trivial, Cheh, I wish I had gotten something bigger, I have lost a beautiful opportunity to express gratitude. When I express gratitude for this something small, that energy of gratitude adds itself to the energy of what you've already received. And that gift becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And every time you add more energy of gratitude, it just keeps growing bigger and bigger. It's like having a cup of milk. If I add a tiny bit of sugar, instantly that cup of milk will become a little sweeter. If I enjoy that and then I add a little more sugar, it will become sweeter. And I can continue to add sugar and continue to enjoy milk that is sweeter and sweeter. If you want to be an alchemist, and if you want to convert the lead, the darkness in your life to light, to brightness, to happiness, then this one trick you cannot miss. Be grateful. And don't misunderstand me. I don't mean only grateful for the big things in your life. So I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for my dogs. No, those are important, certainly. But also be grateful for the small things. I am grateful that the heat has disappeared just now and it has become cool. I am grateful that I had these weeks in my home with my family, because we are all such a busy family, we do not get this time, except when we are on a family holiday. So think of small things. I am grateful for the lily in my pot that bloomed this morning. I am grateful that I get fresh water to drink every day. I am grateful that even though there is a lockdown, I have received fresh vegetables and fruit. There is so much to be grateful for. So be grateful. You will be able to manifest whatever you desire when you keep adding the energy of gratitude to what you already have. Then what you already have becomes bigger and bigger and bigger because of all that energy of gratitude that you've poured into it. Binaifa was telling a few people, listen to your inner guidance. You already know what to do. Why are you not listening? And it's not just one or two of those persons. It's all of us at some of the time. There is not one amongst us who doesn't get an inner guidance. And you do not have to be a channel for that. And you do not have to be a medium for that. And you do not have to be a healer for that. You just have to be a human being for that. Every single human being is guided by their spirit. Every single human being is guided by their guardian angel. Every single human being is guided by their masters and their guides. The important question is, are you listening? Are you keeping yourself so busy in the day, worrying about something, fearing something, reacting something? Are you at all aware of this inner guidance? If you are one of those who can say, you know what, I really do not hear my inner guidance, then pat yourself on the back for that acknowledgement. And what you can do then is to approach someone who can help you, who can figure out why you are having help listening to your inner guidance. They can give you some suggestions. They can hold your hand through this process. But please listen to your inner guidance. No one knows what is the best thing for you in this current moment except your inner spirit. Your inner spirit shall never guide you wrong. Your inner spirit will ensure that you never go astray. So listen to the inner guidance. When you don't listen to the inner guidance, then you are influenced by what other people are saying. When the voice inside is silent, then the only voice you can hear is the voice of someone from outside. And then one person will tell you you are right, and another person will tell you you are wrong. One person will praise you, and another person will humiliate you for exactly the same thing. So it's not about listening to anyone else's views about you. Listen respectfully, but in the final analysis, listen to your inner guidance. When I don't know who I am, when my connection with my inner guidance is very, very weak or is not there at all, then in order to ensure that the voices that speak to me from the outside are appreciative voices, are voices that validate me, are voices that approve of me, I begin to wear my masks. And I have masks covering who I really am. Some people unkindly call this hypocrisy. Yes, it might be hypocrisy, but what it really is a fear of showing who you really are. You want to cover yourself up in a mask that the other person will approve of. So there are some persons who pretend to be more spiritual than they are. Others who pretend to be more religious than they are. Some pretend to be richer than they are. Some pretend to be wiser than they are. Why are we not being authentic? We are not being authentic because we are too scared to be authentic. So let's joyfully bring down all the masks. Let people hear and see who we are. Some people who wear the mask of helplessness. They try to show the world that I am very, very weak. I'm very, very helpless. I need everyone's help. This is their way of getting attention. Some people wear the mask of illness. So whoever asks them a question, whenever the question is asked, they will talk about their illness. And because they focus so much on illness, of course, the physical body will respond and will make you ill. Remember, what we focus upon will be. So don't get taken in by people's social masks. And you must try yourself to wear as few of your social masks as possible. We all at some point in time will wear a mask. But if we are certain that we know, we can recognize when we are wearing a mask, and we know why we are wearing a mask, then those times will be few and far between. These social masks, again, just like the lack of self-worth, these social masks make you very, very insecure, because you do not know when you are going to get caught out, when someone is going to see through you. So the masks become bigger, and in doing that, the masks become uglier. And sometimes you will find someone talking about someone and saying, what a fake person she is. It's not that she is not a fake person. It's just she doesn't have the courage to show her authentic self. And you don't have that courage because you don't have the self-worth. When we don't have the courage to be our intrinsic self, and if any of you are interested, you can go to my YouTube channel, Ellaeenah JadeFire. I have a talk there which is becoming aware of your intrinsic self. It's a short talk, but do listen to it. It might help you. These social masks ensure that we live in a very small, restricted way. We refuse to get out of our comfort zones, because those comfort zones are where we have created our masks, and our masks are working for us. So we refuse to take a risk and try anything new. I know so many of my clients, they are unable to meet any new situation in their life without great anxiety or without great agitation. Gently, I have to make them understand, look at and recognize their fears, their insecurities. Why are you not able to take a risk? When something becomes a comfort zone, yes, it feels nice. It feels like an old nightie that you have worn for several years. It's comfortable with all its little holes and fraying. It's a comfortable nightie. But when you refuse to let that go, you close the door to new energy. And that new energy might be exactly what you need to expand yourself, to receive the present of the present, to be who you truly are. So recognize that very often a comfort zone is a rut that you're stuck in. And yes, it is scary to jump out of a rut because we don't know what is out there. But take that leap of faith. Pray, chant, switch words, whatever it is that gives you that faith. Take a leap of faith. Try something new. Do something different every day. Those of my clients who are very, very tightly caught in their comfort zones and just are out of their comfort zones. They do not like any kind of change. I put them onto a very small practical exercise. I tell them, okay, you don't like change. Let's make changes that will not threaten you. Let's start with something very safe. With which hand do you brush your teeth? Mostly they will say the right hand. And I will say, from tomorrow, you will use the left hand. And it's small things like this. How do you have your cup of coffee in the morning or tea? Do you have sugar? Do you not have sugar? So they'll say, yes, I have 1 teaspoon of sugar. All right, from tomorrow, you either make it 1.5 or you make it half, but not 1. So these are non-threatening changes. But when you do them every day, and every day you do something different, your energy system gets used to change. And your energy system realizes that change is not threatening. Change is not scary. And then you'll be able to expand yourself. You'll be able to bring in even bigger changes into your life. When we are stuck doing the same thing in the same way, we are stuck by using the same words. We are stuck using the same reactions. We are stuck with the same patterns of behavior. Our life loses all sense of priority. We are living such unconscious, unaware lives that there is no prioritizing what is truly important. I was addressing a very large group of parents the other day. And I asked them one question, which I asked them all to think about. I asked them to think about this. Are the marks their children get more important than the happiness of the child? Are the marks that their children get more important than the friendly relationship that they share with their child? When we lose our sense of priority, we get caught up in the rat race of what everyone is doing. Everyone wants their child to get 98. In school, the teachers are unrealistic and will come down like a ton of bricks, insulting the child who dares to get a 70, as though 70 is a bad grade. Because as human beings, we have stopped prioritizing. Prioritize your goals. What is truly important in your life? Is it so important to get that second luxury car that you have to deprive yourself, you have to deprive your family, you have to deprive your children of small joys that you can have right now? In every action, in every decision, in every choice that you make, ask yourself, what is my priority? Unless it's a life and death priority, put yourself first. Put your happiness first. Put the happiness of your children there. Put the happiness of your family there. Everything else comes not second, but 100th. Your happiness leads to your health. Your health leads to your family's happiness. Understand that equation. But you see, this becomes very, very difficult for many to do because since childhood, we have been writing inner stories. What are these stories that we write? Some people will write a story, my mother doesn't love me, she never wanted me to be born, she loves my brother because he is a boy and I'm a girl. Someone will write, my father disapproves of everything that I do. There is nothing that I can do which he will find right. Someone will write, I'm an absolutely stupid person. I can't understand anything new that is told to me. I take a long time to grasp things. These are stories that we are telling ourselves inside again and again and again. And what happens when we tell these stories enough times? They become realities. What is the meaning of a legend? A legend is a story that has been told so many times that people believe that it is true. But it is only a story. It has just been repeated over and over and over again. And we then believe, of course it is true. But it's only a legend. And that's what we do to ourselves. We tell this story to ourselves repeatedly. I am unworthy. I am stupid. I am poor. I am inefficient. I cannot speak well. All of these stories that go on and on and on in our psyches will then ensure that my relationships with others are as bad as my relationship with myself. So become aware of the stories you're telling yourself and rewrite those stories. There are so many people who know the validity of what I am saying and will really try very hard to make these changes in their lives. At a certain point, they'll just give up. And they'll say, you know what, Elle, it's not working. And I will ask, so how many months, years, how long did you try? I tried Elle. I tried for 3 months, 3 whole months I tried. It didn't work at all. And I'll ask her, how old are you? You should say 45. 45. So you've had this pattern for 45 years. But you cannot even give it 45 months in which to change. You gave up after 3 months. Is it possible? Is it really possible to make such huge changes from deep within our psyches in just 3 months? No, friends, this is a consistent, day-to-day, ongoing process. Have I stopped doing it? Of course not. It's a process that's going on for me still, every day. You cannot be impatient about being the best version of who you are. When you are losing your patience, when you believe that, no, this will not work, that I will never change, that this situation will never change, ask yourself only one question. Were you born to be unhappy? Could that ever be someone's life purpose? Could any soul ever be permitted to take on unhappiness as their life purpose? And you will immediately get that answer, that the answer is no. Then if you were not born to be unhappy, can you not give all of yourself, all of your time to being happy? Because it's not selfish. When you are happy, everyone around you is happy. As within, so without. Please remember that what you feel inside is what you experience outside. So don't be impatient. For all you know, that prize that you have been waiting for might just be around the corner. Don't give up. Don't give up. Persist, persist, persist till you reach that goal of happiness. Just as some people are too impatient, there are others who will not budge. They won't even start making changes. Why? Because they're waiting for something to happen. So they will say, no, Elle, I'll do this when I lose weight. I will travel after I was waiting for something to happen before we start living. As though living in the present is not attractive for them. I'm repeating again, my friends, so it goes deep within you. Happiness is a present for you by the present moment. Don't wait for something to happen. You might keep waiting for that. And how sad will that be if your life comes to an end and you're still waiting? Why would you wait to go out and buy yourself a gorgeous dress? Why not buy it now? When you lose the weight, go out and buy another one. But don't tell yourself, when I lose weight, when this happens, when that happens. The more you wait for something to take place, for someone to approve of this moment, it will just slip out of your hand. So make it happen for you here and now. When something new is put before you, something you've never tasted before, maybe if you're a vegetarian, maybe a vegetable that you have never tasted before, what is your reaction? Do you get excited and say, wow, let me try it? Or do you say, nay baba, I have heard this is not a nice taste, I don't want to try it? That is your attitude then to life. When life gives you a plate of something new to experience, pick up your fork and spoon and start gobbling it. Because life is saying, here's something else for you to enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, tell life, you know what? No, I don't enjoy it. Bring me another plate of something better. But don't push away something that comes your way because it's new, because it's untried. Go ahead and try it. At the most, what will happen? You will not be successful. Is that such a big deal? Haven't we all faced lack of success in something, sometime or the other? And are we not absolutely fine in spite of that? Success and failure are what you make of it in your head. They are not real. They are only experiences. There is a lovely book that I read a little while ago, and I'm going to share the name with you. It's called Happiness in Hard Times by Andrew Matthews. Happiness in Hard Times. And in this book, I distinctly remember one line. He says, you are a vibrational being in a vibrational universe. And the universe vibrates at your vibration. And I went, oh my God, here we are all thinking that one universe is the same for us all. And it's not. My universe could be entirely different from your universe. Because my universe vibrates at my vibration, your universe vibrates at your vibration. Now, my universe can vibrate at my vibration, which may vibrate enough to bring me this much. Your universe vibrates at your vibration, which may be vibrating enough to bring you this much. Which means if I want to get from here to here, I don't have to go running after this. I have to change my vibrations. And how can I change my vibrations? By being grateful, by loving myself, by having self-worth, by being open to change. And one more very important one, managing my emotions. In this same book, Andrew Matthews says, look at emotion as E-M-O-T-I-O-N. motion. Anyone who studied science, even a little bit, will know that E always stands for energy. So he looks at it as E dash motion, energy in motion. Now, if my energy in motion is anger, then the vibrations that I create around me can support anger. And more angry situations will come into my life. If the energy that I am setting into motion is an energy of gratitude and joy and harmony and health, then the vibrations that are around me can support and bring in joy and happiness and harmony and health. Remember, your emotions are emotions, energy in motion. Which energy are you setting into motion? Every minute, ask yourself that. Every minute, be aware of that. What energy am I setting into motion now? Is this energy going to create a vibrational field around me that will bring me enjoyable experiences? Because that vibrational field is ever changing. With every energy that you set into motion, that vibrational field changes. So remember to manage your emotions. There are times when we know that what we are doing is wrong. Some people will tell me, Elle, I know I have this habit of lying, but I just can't seem to stop myself. What an erroneous statement. Of course you can stop yourself. Yes, you may not know how. There are a lot of people who are ready to help you. They could be health facilitators, they could be spiritual mentors, they could be teachers, they could be guides, they could be therapists, they could be psychologists, they could be counselors. Seek help. When there is something you are getting stuck with, seek help. There is nothing wrong in seeking help. It doesn't make you a small person or a weak person or a powerless person. In fact, it makes you a very powerful person. Someone who is aware that I need help and I go out and give myself the help I need. So if you are repeating patterns that you know are bad for you, but you just don't know how to break these patterns, look around and ask for help. Don't try and do it alone. But in looking around and asking for help, ensure that you are not spiritually shopping. I call this spiritual window shopping. So, spiritual window shopping is as exciting but as useless as window shopping at Kulaba Causeway. So, people go from one class to another, from one webinar to another, from one seminar to another, from one workshop to another. They read books, they see movies. Do they do anything with that? Not one iota. Not one plan of action after that. So, when you just go window shopping for what you think is a spiritual wisdom, please understand that spiritual wisdom doesn't come by reading a book or listening to someone. The book and the person and the webinar and the workshop can give you a direction, but you have to take the steps. So do not spiritually window shop unless you are going to make a plan of action that every time I hear something, every time I hear a webinar, every time I attend a seminar, I am actually going to put it into practice immediately. Then go out and attend everything that you want. be careful of things that you are saying and what you are saying and thinking. Every time you catch yourself saying, oh, I am not this, oh, I am not that, oh, I am not wise, oh, I am not healthy, oh, I am not loved, you are creating that reality. Do not say words like I am not, or I don't have a servant, I don't have good health, I don't have children. Every time you keep saying something like this, you continually create more and more and more of that reality. Please do not use those words. And definitely stop pitying yourself. This whole pity game that we play, why me? मैंने क्या किया, El? I have always been such a good person. I have done so much daan in my life. I have been such a nice person. I've looked after my in-laws. Then why me? This whole why me, poor me, pity me is a game I play with myself. You know Arthur Ashe, the huge tennis player who's now dead, when he got AIDS, the whole world was shocked. And the journalist asked him, Arthur, why you? And do you know what Arthur replied? Why not me? Why not me? When you ask that question, like Arthur Ashe, you begin to introspect, why has this happened to me? So do not play these pity me, poor me, why me games with yourself, guys. They are self-deprecating and they only take you down a dark, dark tunnel. They never show you the light. So let's end it here by saying, to be happy, you have to be happy. I'm going to leave you with that Zen statement. To be happy, you have to be happy.